Hey, happy Thursday! Time for the Green Umbrella live lunch. Everyone at Green Umbrella seems to have the lurgy this week. So everyone's like got coughs and colds. I didn't sleep last night because I was feeling so terrible. Hence my less than polished appearance today. I think the guys all jumped on the call and thought, "Oh my God, what's happened to her?" It's like you never see me unstraightened, do you?
Not at
Do you know
all.
what I mean? It's like, yeah, this is the I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was going to say this is the tamed, but it's not, is it? Do you know, if anyone had seen us, we use StreamYard, and it's such a shame there isn't a green room on StreamYard when we start recording before we go live, because honestly, the funniest things happen just before we hit the live button and just after we stop. And today was a cracker, hence us being just a few seconds late to being live. But there you go. I've just realised, Jane, you've got all the controls today because I'm not actually logged in because my system's thrown me out of everything. I've had to clear caches and all sorts today. So I've got no idea who's commenting, got no idea like what's going on really. You are in charge. This is weird.
Okay, well, Paul has just said this.
This rushed. Like, honestly, before it was like normally it's like this is it when I've been like pulling it just to try and this is I've just seen how bad my roots are though.
Oh my goodness. This is it.
It's
Christina
fine.
Watts and all.
But do you know what? But this is what I say. Kim, what do I say? Oh, she's got a headset on. She's got no idea.
Something about insecurity is a message.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Your insecurities are not as important as your message. So it doesn't matter that I look like crap. It doesn't matter that my hair's all over the place. None of it matters because whatever we're going to share today is going to be of high value. Whatever you lot are going to share today is going to be of high value.
I've just got to share Chris's comment though.
It was. Do you know what? And he had a full head of hair until I started working here, and then that's when it all went. To.
This is like a live lunch roast.
Yeah. We should do that. I don't think I'd be very good at it though.
I would probably cry.
Okay, so what have we got to talk about today? We've got no idea because I'd got a head full of stuff, so I decided to go for a walk to like clear the screen, get in the zone, get in state, which meant that I have not really thought about what I'm going to talk about. But this is cool because this is all about like sharing your guys' knowledge, really, what you guys are looking at. So yeah, like Nicole, let's pick with you first.
Okay, the first one, I know we've spoke about this before, but I just wanted to get everyone's opinions on it. Has everyone seen the new Instagram update in the direct messages? Right, check it out. Oh, I don't even have my phone on me. It's in the
because you're not in your room.
Statuses, yeah, it's not on charge. I was on less than 20%.
Oh, I still haven't got it. I still don't have it.
Basically, you can now, I know that Jane, I feel like you've definitely spoke about this, about putting statuses on your profile.
Oh, yeah.
It's so ugly. It's like ugly.
Leave a note.
Yeah, leave a note. But it's like the profile pictures are so big and they take up like quite a lot of the screen, in my opinion, and they're just pointless. I'm just like, why does anyone care?
I still don't have it, and when there's a couple of the influencers that I know that have it, when I look at their accounts, it's not there. So it's like,
don't think I have it.
Yeah. So it's just you having to deal with that, mate.
Yeah. I know people are not updating their phones because they don't want it.
Yeah. I mean, things like, so they keep bringing quite a few things in. So what have I liked recently? I like the ability to favorite people. So in your messages, if there's people you want to, like, if you get loads of messages, being able to sort of flag certain people so that they're always at the like pinning their conversations, basically. So I do like that in the DMs. But yeah.
Yeah. You can also now go on someone's profile. So, like, you could scroll up before, or you could go into the settings of that chat and then find that particular thing. But now it's so much easier to find. Like if you sent a particular video or something to someone, you can easily find it now. Like they've updated that as well, which I like. But the statuses thing, I'm not on board. I'm not on board. I'm not. I'm like, get rid of it. It's so ugly and it just takes up. You used to be able to see so many people's more messages, and now you've got this whole chunk of just like everyone's profile picture saying, "What is this?" Or like, even, I think someone's just put a croissant emoji on it, and I was like, I don't care.
I'm going to do something just to annoy you now.
Do you use status updates on WhatsApp? Any of you?
Nah.
No, I don't either. I don't put stories on WhatsApp.
No,
I do think it's kind of a missed opportunity. I do think it's a missed opportunity, but yeah, no one's really using it. Literally, of all my, bear in mind the millions of WhatsApp groups that I'm in and the millions of people I therefore have access to. Yeah, I kind of, it is a bit of a missed opportunity, but I say people just aren't using it.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, right? The statuses could be good if you could choose, you know, a bit like close friends. Like, because there's a bunch of people on there that I'm like, I had to go on people's profiles to be like, oh, who is this? Like, I haven't seen them in ages. And then I'm like, oh,
mate.
yeah, like, that's
my name.
I mean.
But do you, I don't even use close friends.
No, I don't.
I'm like, it's just faff.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
share it, don't share it.
Yeah. But I think with the statuses, it's like I would probably care about like for people that I haven't seen in like 10 years and I don't really speak to anymore in the nicest way possible. I'm like, I forgot
Basically,
about
you spent too much time with me now. Like if I haven't spoken to you in 10 years, you're dead to me. That's what you're saying. When Amanda, when Amanda left us because she'd got an opportunity like way closer to home, I remember her saying to me, "He's like, Christina, I don't want to be dead to you." I am that kind of person. Like, we're done now.
Savages today. Like, it's like we've all woken up on the wrong side of the bed or something.
It's because we're all ill. Because we're all ill, man. Honestly, like I was like laid there in bed at like 3:30 this morning, going like, "Shall I literally just get up and write a blog now?"
Did you?
Of course I did. That's the third time. Well, only just got up to 8 minutes in. That's the third time I almost dropped the F-bomb. I'm really tired.
I feel I'm definitely getting something. I feel it in my throat.
That's because you were with Christina the other day.
Yeah,
Caught it off her. Yeah.
But do you know what? Right. So this is what I love about what we do. Right, is that we're quite creative in this environment. In the office, but then Nicole, Molly, and I got together in sort of Euston, King's Cross kind of area on Tuesday, and we did some work and we had a bit of a strategic session, didn't we? And we were like all the ideas were flowing and like the positive energy and the get up and go. I mean, obviously, Mark and Jane, we need to update you on our conversation. You always find out what's happening in the business on live lunch, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm such a poor communicator for someone in a communication business.
Hence that post the other day
Which post?
on your Christina Talks. Communication.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't comment on that post at all.
It was the one you took of me, you, and Molly.
Yeah.
Why? What did I put?
About communication. And I said, can you just answer my WhatsApp, please?
Oh yeah. No, I didn't say that. But that wasn't my fault. Like Nicole, tell him. Like I got no signal. I used all my data and I hadn't realised, and I hadn't connected my phone to the Wi-Fi whilst we were in there, and so that wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Nicole, please.
Yeah, and to be fair, her phone was
Was Christina just messaging you then?
Don't you dare drop me in it, or you're sacked.
Hey.
Yeah, no, and her phone was running out of charge as well. That was something. So she was
There
like
was a
trying to
lot.
find a charger for ages.
There was a lot.
That was the time when me and Molly got, a lot of work.
All your
done.
work done.
We were doing around at the lobby trying to find a charger.
Christina's got no Wi-Fi. That means we can do work. This is what I always tell everyone. I am the biggest distraction in this office.
I was surprised that it was actually as productive as it was, because I just thought, here we go, like meeting them for lunch, like how much work realistically am I getting done here? But then once I was like there, I was like, we just had these bursts of like an hour where we were just like,
I was really well behaved because I was really conscious about how stressed you two get when I distract you. So I tried really hard. I made sure I got a phone call. What else did I do? Something else I did.
You did a post on Instagram.
That one. There's a couple of project-y things I needed to do. I did those. And then I was like, come on, guys, let's have some cocktails now. I like literally sat there with the cocktail menu, like, and they just were. I'm like, come on, like, we need.
Yeah, it was like 4:04, and then Christina was like, "How much work have you got left to do, Molly? How much work?" Yeah.
But this is the thing, right? So, okay, so we're having a laugh, but this is why, from a marketing perspective, we need to think about this stuff, right? Employer brand as well. Okay, now. We have a culture. We have a culture inclusive. Like we want to be inclusive. We want unity in the team. We want to be creative. So we went and sat in an environment that was kind of funky, that allowed us to be more creative, think a bit differently, and then like the conversations we had then were just like next. Like some of the ideas we were coming out with were really, really cool, weren't they? In terms of what we're doing next, how you and Molly are going to develop and your roles are going to grow. And then like having the cocktails, just the conversation we're having then, it's important that we, when you're part of a team, you get to know each other in the right way. So much about marketing comes down to mindset. If you've got the right mindset, you're more open to different ideas, things that are going to push your boundaries a little bit, right? So it's stuff like this. If you put yourself in the right environment, that's where you get the ideas for the reels. That's where you get the ideas for the LinkedIn posts and that sort of stuff. Like I said, I was looking at some stuff earlier, and I had a phone call come in that put me in a bit of a personal phone call, not a work phone call, but just threw me off my game for a minute. And I was like, right, I need to get back in the zone before we do live lunch. So I went for a walk for 20 minutes. And it's like I come back and I'm like, all like, hurrah, ready to go again, drawing things on the whiteboard and, that sort of stuff. There's like that, like, if I hadn't done that to get my head in the right space to be able to present and create and show up, I'd have been here like, hey, welcome to live lunch. How is everyone today? We will poorly, poor us. So it's really, really important. We're thinking about mindset, thinking about, every time you pick up your phone to go live, like, are you in the right state before you go live? When you're writing that post, even if it's in the moment, writing that post on LinkedIn, are you in the right state to do that? Because then you're going to use the right language. You're going to use the right call to actions because you'll be in flow. So it's important. Like cocktails for everybody.
Yeah, so next time you catch us drinking in the office, we'll say we're just being creative.
Do you know what? So we've had a bit of an office shuffle around, which is why my background's a bit different, a bit bloody bare actually. This is a problem. We need to fix this. But everyone was laughing about how much alcohol there is under my desk. So just saying, I'm not always drinking. Sometimes I save it.
Paul did
Right,
just
come
ask
on.
how often we drink in the office. We don't, Paul, ever.
Only on special occasions. Christmas and birthdays.
I was going to say every time there's a birthday. That's why we
Days
keep
ending in Y.
do that. Yeah. Cool. Okay, right. Let's do some serious stuff now. Come on, social media news. What's happening? Jane, you're bound to have something.
Yeah, okay, I've got a couple. So Twitter Blue has just announced that if you in the US and you are a Twitter Blue subscriber, you can have 4,000 characters in your tweets. They'll display as normal tweets, but then they'll have a little read more thing on it. From what I can see online, people are really not happy about that. And they're like, oh, well, at least if it's only Twitter Blue subscribers, we can unsubscribe from them really quickly or whatever. But apparently there are only 300,000 Twitter Blue subscribers in the world anyway. So there's not very many. And this is only for people in the US. So we might not see any long tweets just yet.
But you're not going to notice them, I don't think, anyway.
Possibly not if they've got that read more thing. It's only if you're interested, isn't it? And then you'll click it and then perhaps do it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so there's, well, it was that every tweet was indexed by Google. I don't know how true that still is because of all the APIs and things that have been shut down and the changes that have been made. I haven't seen anything to say that that is no longer the case, but I keep thinking that, is something going to happen where that's going to change as well? But let's assume that that continues to be the case. Having those longer tweets, when you think about blogs, when you think about really heavily keyworded content, that could be a real bonus from an SEO perspective. But who wants to read that stuff? If you want to read something long form, are you going to do it on Twitter? Bear in mind, most people will be doing it through the app. Nobody really likes reading long form content on their phone. They don't read it. And this is what I teach all the time when I'm talking about blogs. People read the title, they scan through, read the subtitles. If there's a particular subtitle that works for them, they'll read that paragraph or that section. If that's really, really, really good, then maybe they'll go back up to the top and read the article from top to bottom. But a lot's got to happen for someone to actually read it from beginning to end.
I think that's what makes Twitter unique as well. Like they've always stuck to that 140. Is it 140 or 240?
280.
It's 280 now. Nicole, honestly.
That's poor, guys.
Nicole doesn't have any Twitter clients, can I just say?
Yeah, but that's what makes Twitter so good. It's quick, it's punchy, you get to the point.
There were a few years ago, so before it doubled, at one point they were going to increase them to like 10,000 characters. Do you remember that, Jane?
Yeah.
And it was like everyone was like, no, like why would you do that? Just no. And then say they didn't. They just went to the 280. But even then, like on the rare occasion I do tweet, I'm like struggling to really use it.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at that Paul Green is just out for everyone today. Oh.
Are you sure we didn't say this was the roast episode?
I think it is, isn't it?
It is.
Amazing.
Bring it on, Paul Green.
So, Mark, have you seen the oh my God, Google Bard stuff?
Yeah. So we meant, obviously Jane mentioned it the other week that it was coming, and that's what I was watching in the office yesterday. There was a bit of a launch thing about it to a certain degree. So this is obviously integrating sort of AI into Google search. But the thing that sort of stuck out to me this morning was that basically they put a thing out with a test on it, and no one had fact checked what the answer was, and the answer that it gave was actually wrong, and it wiped off $100 billion in share value because everyone was worried that actually Google's not up to scratch with it. So
wow.
It's quite an interesting one.
Because the thinking was that it was going to be a major player in terms of ChatGPT, and it was like it could just wipe it out. Yeah.
Whereas at the minute, obviously Bing, that was obviously one of the other things. Bing has formally announced and launched that it's there within Bing search. But I did go on it this morning to try and have a look, see what was sort of happening with it. But there's still like a wait list, even though it's live. It sort of demonstrates it, but you can't really use it. So, I mean, because I was only sort of scanning the Google sort of presentation they did yesterday, there was a lot of things about not AI in the sense that we've been talking about, but there was sort of a lot of things within search on sort of product search and AR and things like that. So that there's just loads of things happening. But yeah, unfortunately, the fact that they ballsed up with the launch has not been a good thing. So it'll be interesting to see how all this pans out, whether they refine their product, which is now, it's gone out there to, I can't think what their term is, basically testers. So I suppose they're like registered Google sort of people and things. So it's gone out there to sort of iron out these sort of problems before it's launched to the world, basically. So we shall see. But I have got another AI one, and obviously I think we've mentioned a similar thing to this before, and that's about the potentials for IP violation and copyright in images. I don't know if anyone else has seen this one, but good old Getty Images are suing one of the AI, Stability AI. It's not one I've looked at, I don't think. But they're suing them for basically using machine learning from the watermarked versions of public Getty Images that are out there to train the AI. And they're saying that it's an infringement on copyright. And basically, I think Getty are obviously quite worried about the competition element as well, because they're saying that it's a massive competitor to them in terms of like people using images. It would stop people purchasing images from them. So again, that's quite a sort of, it makes you think. Obviously at the minute, I mean, like I say, we've been playing with things, but we haven't used anything as such. But if you are using things, maybe just hang fire until all these sort of things get sort of sorted. But what I did think about it, and obviously I'm sure the lawyers are on it, whether it will become a thing where it's almost a bit like music, and that bit of that AI where it's been trained is almost like a sample, and the AI companies will almost have to pay like a little royalty to wherever they've been training their AIs to and things like that to cover it all. It's so
interesting the way that and we're so early days in it as well to know how it's going to pan out until there's like on the copyright stuff, on the IP stuff, until there are some serious cases going through. There's just no knowing which way it's going to go, you know. And so it's like I said, it's really interesting being able to watch it play out, and like the places that I go to read up on this stuff, the forums, that kind of thing. It's like the conversation's so interesting. But what's happening is that there are so many AI experts, ChatGPT experts now. They're talking about like all the best ways to use it and that kind of stuff, and really encouraging people that are trying to think of a way of describing it that doesn't sound like I'm calling everyone thick, right? It's like there's some people that I think are just, they're so desperate to use the next bit of tech and be, if the guru says use this for that, they just do it and they don't question it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've seen some really poor advice. So I've seen people writing contracts through it. People writing contracts through it. I've seen people, like I said, writing their social media content through it, but then just using it, not using it as a source to then play with it, tweak it, that kind of thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I've used it this morning. I used it this morning because Bella, bless her, she messaged me last night. She's going to a gig next week. She needs some money. Needs some money for a train and a few little drinkies along the way. Diet Cokes, I'm sure it'll be Diet Cokes. So it's like, there are any jobs I need doing? I thought, well, I think she's off tomorrow. She can come in first thing. I've got a meeting at 10 o'clock, but if she comes in first thing with me, we can get some reels recorded. She can record those, she can edit them, and then they're just there ready for us to use, right? Earn her money. So I was like, right, if I'm going to get her to do that, I need to have some ideas. And there's another project I'm working on that I can't talk about today, but I think I can talk about it next Thursday, which is very exciting. It's not a Green Umbrella thing, but I'll talk about it next Thursday anyway. So it's really exciting. Now I've distracted myself. Anyway, yes. So there is a link with marketing. There's a link in marketing. There's a link in the kind of stuff that I share and what I'm about. So I was like, right, if I can come up with some ideas, like maybe 5 or 10 ideas for some reels, some short videos, but like I said, not feeling well, haven't slept, yada yada yada. I think I've said that enough freaking times now. So I went into ChatGPT and I need some real ideas for this. Like, give me 20 ideas on this. So it's given me 20 ideas, 10 of which I think are shocking. Won't be using those. But there's probably 5 ideas where I was like, actually, yeah, I can develop them a bit further. Then one of them, I said, give me a script for this video. And it's given me a script. And I've looked at the script and I've kind of gone like, do you know what I like about 25% of that script? But I know what I'd say instead for the other stuff, because that's like congruent with me and my message. So like that's how we should be using it as a sounding board. You know, so you give me a half an idea and I can develop it into, or vice versa. You put an idea into it, let the AI develop the idea and see what it sends back to you. Okay, I really like that. I want to do something a bit funny. Like, how do I make that funny? Okay, that's too funny. How do I make it more serious? How do I make it quirky? Okay, that's how we should be using it. Not just, okay, robot, give me some words and let's just go for it. And that's the advice I'm seeing. Is that the advice I'm seeing? No, but not enough emphasis has been put on personalize it, make it your own. The AI gives you something, how do you make it on brand? How do you develop it further to make it congruent with you? You know, and it all comes back to brand. You know, it's this robot is giving you information. Well, if you know your brand, you know what your tone is, then you can tweak it. Have I just started ranting again?
No, it's
No, it
interesting
makes
though.
sense.
Yeah, because we definitely spoke about this, about how at the moment it is just a robot, just giving you the basic kind of info, but it's just having that personality on it.
I think, as Paul's just said, it's good for inspiration, like and like you've said for the reels and things. And then you know you can you've still got to personalize stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's all about congruence. It really is. Like I said, you know your brand, you know your message, you know what you stand for. Now it's a tool, because you're going to keep bringing it back to that. You know, people can people see if I twist it? Hey Charles, give us a wave. Oh. There you go. Right?
Why is he not walled in yet?
But people can't read. I'm knocking everything over on my desk right now. Okay, right. Like our values are there on the wall, right? Creativity, loyalty, integrity, growth and success, kindness, unity. You know, it's all there. So if we know that, we know what a brand is, we know what a voice is supposed to be like. It's so easy to use these tools in the right way. I've got to position my screen now so you can see my artistic live on air drawing, because that makes it, doesn't it? Live on would not be the same without it.
Looks really good.
I'm like, this is what I keep saying. I need to be signing this stuff, and we can sell it as NFTs. It's another revenue stream into the business.
Oh, I could imagine that on a like a tote bag.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Or a notebook.
TikTok shop. I'm telling you.
We need to make it happen.
I know, which means me actually doing some work, doesn't it? I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I was saying about there's certain things I'm a little lastminute.com on. Please, nobody comment about what it is I'm lastminute.com on, because no one needs to know that outside of the team. But yeah, I can be a lot to lastminute.com. And this friend was saying, like, don't beat yourself up because you do so much and like you're always on it. And I am 100%. Okay. But people don't see the disorganization, do they? People don't see the fact that I've talked about TikTok shop for like maybe 6 months now and still not actually created anything to go on there.
I think everyone's a bit like that though. Do you know what I mean? Like you have these ideas of all these things that you want to do in your head, and it's like you just sort of, I don't know. Oh, I watched. Sorry, now I'm getting sidetracked. I watched a Diary of a CEO for the first time. Like I've never actually sat and like fully watched like one of his podcasts. I've only watched clips, and I watched the Davina McCall one. Has anyone seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I've listened to it. It's like
I cried.
Intense.
Like, it was very emotional. But anyway, there was one thing she said in here, and she was like, you've got to constantly keep walking, because that's how things are going to happen. Like you can't sit and wait for things to happen to you. If you want to start a TikTok shop, you've got to keep walking.
Yeah, this is it. Don't wait for everything. so again, when I went for my little walk, fresh air, I was talking about something. I was on a call, and it's like, okay, there's a process that needs to be followed. Okay, like in marketing. So you're running an event. You've got your listing on Eventbrite. You've got a website. You've got this. You've got that. Now we can market it. I'm like, do you know what? It's on Eventbrite. Start marketing it. The rest, deal with as you go. Because as soon, like you've got a date, you've got a deadline, and every time you wait, you're getting closer and closer. What happens is that you haven't started marketing it yet. Now you've got to shift your date, and now we're no further forward. Sometimes we have to skip things to actually deliver.
I think so. Otherwise,
Sometimes,
it's
sometimes, and it's really hard. As a self-confessed control freak, it is really difficult to deliver something knowing it's not perfect.
My mum says this about me. She always says you like everything to be perfect and you like your little to-do lists of everything. It's just like you need to sometimes just not overthink it. But I'm such an overthinker. But yeah, I took that advice and thought that's really good advice, Davina McCall. So I thought I'd share that.
Didn't listen to your mum though, no?
No, my mum, she is a mum.
This is what happens. Like honestly, it happens with clients we've worked with for a long time, or like friends even. Man, it's like family, of course.
That's Nicole's mum.
But this is what happens, right? We say, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Like, we need to create a lead magnet. We do this, we do that. And then like they don't. They're like, I'll think about it. And you keep kind of pushing the agenda, pushing it. And then it's like 6 months later, oh, I went on this marketing course and there was someone there speaking and they said we should do a lead magnet. And you're like, did they? Did they really? So right now, Nicole's mum, Julie, is going, Davina McCall said that, did she? Did she now?
Oh. My mum does give great advice as well, I will say. Got to give it.
You just don't listen.
See, I know. I have adult girls too. I get it. We should get Julie on.
She would. I think she would actually love that. She'd be such a good guest as well.
What would we talk to her about?
My mum's a very
Nicole.
wise woman. Well, yeah, she can talk about me if she wants, but but yeah, she's done a lot of things in her life. So I feel like, yeah, she'll have a lot of good advice to share.
She's up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told
Can you imagine? When's Mother's Day?
you.
It's my calendar's here. When's Mother's Day? March the
18th or 19th, isn't it?
19th. Well, maybe you're just trying to get brownie points now.
No, see, I do things, and I'm like, it's
been
not
doing
a
doing a content calendar for a client, haven't
Do
you?
you know what? The Thursday before we're in London for the Recruitment Agency Expo, we should just get all our mums on, just leave them to it, let them have a chat.
Oh my god, that would be brilliant. The
It'd
mum
be
hour.
hilarious.
Yeah. My mum's birthday is actually a day before yours, Christina.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Julie. Happy
Yeah.
birthday Sunday.
So there we go. I'm not trying to get brownie points for remembering her birthday because that would be really bad if I forgot that, wouldn't it?
I got a funny feeling my girls have forgotten mine.
You reminded me, Christina, when you said your birthday was the other day. I was like, oh my god, my mum's was before that. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't.
No, well, maybe me and your mum would just go out. Maybe me and your mum would just go out and talk about daughters.
Yeah.
Talk about
I
having
think you would have a laugh. To
kids
be
in their
fair.
20s. We would. Can you imagine? Right, okay, we're supposed to be talking about, so I mean, obviously this is about us hanging out and people being able to hang out with us for sure, but I feel like we're not giving value, are we? Come on,
This
Jane.
was last week. I
You're
think.
the
Entertainment
sensible
is
one.
value.
I think we're particularly good value today.
Right, hold on. I should have got rid of the. I'll get rid of the live on air, and I'll just do the. Oh, hold on.
How is this value right at this particular moment?
I don't know what she's
Art.
writing. Cray cray.
Is that better? Is that better?
I can only just read it.
More
Does it say
fitting.
cray cray?
Cray cray, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
do you know what?
Paul's enjoying it.
Is he
There
good?
you go. See, we're
Good.
giving value to someone at least.
Yeah. So do you know this hashtag cray cray thing? Maybe I should move that down a little bit so people can see. The hashtag cray cray thing. So my friend Harj, who again we should get, like, why haven't we had Harj on here? Nicole, you've met Harj, haven't you? I know.
Yeah,
Mark,
yeah, he's
you
really
have.
lovely.
So, because he's mad for reels all day long with the reels. Anyway, so this is like, he's like, create this hashtag cray cray. He's like, that sums Christina up. So now if I'm on a live and I know he's going to be watching, it's like just somewhere in the background. But I think this particular live lunch really is the epitome of the hashtag cray cray, where anything happens, anything goes, and we just go with it.
I love that.
I love
And
it.
it's like hashtag cray cray, isn't it? So,
Can't believe I just did that.
well, I just went hashtag cray cray.
Yeah. Right, come on, Jane. Come on, social media news. What we got?
Oh, God, sorry, it feels really
Anything
boring.
happened? Do you know what? I felt like this week there just wasn't much. There was lots of stuff
No,
around. Here's some podcast stats, or these are the core ways to get value out of social media, or do you know what I mean? It was all kind of guidance rather than big changes.
Yeah.
I did have a couple of things though that were actual changes,
Go on,
but you're
then.
right, there wasn't a huge amount. This was Nicole laughing at me now.
No,
I'm
Jade
sorry.
always, you can always rely on Jade to bring
Shall
the
I
news.
go?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's because I spent the whole morning. No, I don't. Looking at this.
Again, maybe it should be #lastminute.com.
Yeah. Anyway, so Instagram are rolling out, giving their stars to everybody now who's a creator of Reels. It's say everybody in the US. Before it was a selected few that they were testing it on. Now they're going to roll it out to all creators in the US, presumably in the world in the end. So apparently a star is worth $1, but the creators only get 40% of it. And then when you get to $100, you can take it out basically as actual money. So again, might be a while before it comes here, but presumably if that works well, they'll roll it out worldwide.
Well, I mean, you can get, so there are, have you ever seen on Facebook?
Yeah,
Where
just seen
someone's
them
on a
there for a
live
while.
and you can give stars there. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it on Instagram with anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was only a few for the minute. So
Okay.
And that's on Reels. That's good.
yeah, I mean, like I said, in the US mostly at the minute, but might come here. So I mean, I don't know. Presume
I
lots of
don't
people
think
use it on
people-
Facebook, do they? Or
Well,
don't they?
so I know people that have got the, sort of influencers, if you like, who have it. And I don't think anyone's really made mega money out of it. So a lot of them sort of ran with it for a while and then went, actually, we'd be better off, rather than using the stars feature, having our own platform outside of Facebook, still like having it low cost still, but then they keep 100% of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people running clubs, if you like. I'm not going to say, actually, I can say one of them because I'm doing live for them tomorrow. So Matt Fidesz has mf.club. So people pay, I think it's like $7.99 a month to be part of this membership. There are Ask the Expert sessions. So that's what I'm doing at 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be live for 30 minutes, just answering any questions that come up. I've got a bit of content prepared that I'll deliver in like 30 minutes in case there aren't any questions. But then there's he drops little courses and things like that through his partners in there. There's a WhatsApp group. So it's like an online learning platform people can log into. For $7.99 a month, it's loads of stuff. But because he's kind of considered as being an influencer, it just for that $7.99 a month, people have then got access to him through his community. So it works really well. Now, I don't know. I assume he probably did have the stars feature, but I don't remember ever. Yeah, I didn't register if he has or he hasn't. But maybe he goes live, delivers some value as the Matt Fidesz page. people can then give them the stars. But like I said, it's because of the split with Facebook, because it's dependent on the algorithm, how many people jump on the live, all that sort of stuff. We see fluctuations in audience. Obviously, people then have to buy the stars to be able to give the stars, and like the currency exchange and all that sort of stuff. I think, just like I said, I know he's got it. There's at least 2 other people that I know that have got it. They've basically created their own thing outside of Facebook, and now they use those social channels to drive everything to the memberships. They keep saying to me, I should, not Matt specifically, but all the people I know that are doing this, they keep sort of saying to me, like, you should be doing this. And I'm not listening, basically. I'll kind of go, yeah, I see it, I get it. But we're talking about people with blue ticks on Instagram. They've got massive audiences. Yeah, we've got a healthy database, but and obviously, actually, do you know what? I don't care. We've got about 16,000 emails in our database, 16,000. Theirs are probably, like, without knowing, I would guess 8, 9, maybe 10 times the size of that, if not more. So it's like when you've got that scale of following, you can see that makes a lot of sense. You can kind of get the volume. But creating memberships is really, really valuable and a really good way of marketing now, because people come into that, and then you can then when they're ready, you sort of nurture them through that. When they're ready, you can push them on to the next thing, while still really delivering to them, serving them, and maybe people that are not able to jump into higher price products and services can still access you at a more affordable level. But now I got distracted. Where did I start with this? I'm doing a live tomorrow at 12, guys, for mf.club. It's only $7.99 to join. Go to mf.club and join. I really didn't sleep last night. This is what happens. This is what the team have to deal with. So I'm a really, really bad sleeper. Probably, how often do you reckon it is? Probably once every 10 days, once every 2 weeks. I'll have 2-3 nights with no sleep, and I just go to mush. I'm like, totally, I couldn't even see this morning. It was like there was just this film. I had to wait for it to shift. Got me mushrooms, so that woke me up. Mushrooms and a bit of fresh air, and now I'm just going. I don't know what I'm saying. It's amazing.
Paul did have a little comment there. Shall I do that?
Yeah, please. I'm just going to go on mute.
Oh, what you do? Hit the end broadcast button.
Anyway,
Jane has the power.
Jane had the. She does. She could have muted me at any point then, and she didn't.
I don't know how to do that. I didn't know I could mute individual people. Anyway, I do have another bit of news though, if you want it. So YouTube rolling out, this is for big brands at the moment, but it's buying specific time to advertise. So you can buy an hour of their masthead adverts basically in the lead up to a big event. So for an example, McDonald's in Brazil bought an hour before the Brazil-Cameroon game in the World Cup, basically to remind people they had an hour to get out and get their Mackie D's before they came back to watch the match. So, I mean, yeah, obviously it's quite new. It's big brands at the minute, but yeah, who knows if that might roll out to sort of smaller people. But yeah, I quite like that idea. It's
I like that. That was one of my stories. Yeah, really like. No, don't worry, Jane. You're probably better at saying it anyway. Let's be honest. But yeah,
let me say quicker.
Yeah,
sorry.
Hey, well, actually, probably more. Yeah, but really like that idea. I think it's really good.
I do as well. It's good.
Yeah, even for small businesses.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Christina just being muted completely now. I'm waiting for her to speak.
The thing is, I don't know. I feel like she's in that phase of like, I really want to say something here, but then I'm going to go on for like 5-10 minutes. And then it'll go off into a tangent, and then it'll end with, I don't know what I started with her.
Oh, dear.
Maybe we should all leave. And then just leave Christina, and then we'll come back in a bit.
Yeah, she'll still be there.
Not. Oh, she's messaged in the Super Bowl is coming up. Yeah. That's interesting, because is anyone watching The Last of Us?
No.
Yeah.
I knew Mark. I knew I could rely on Mark. Yeah, I reckon that they could advertise something. I always see their adverts on YouTube, but they are bringing out the episode earlier because of the Super Bowl. So I saw that it was like drawing event, before an event and after event, that you can sort of pick your time slots. That's a great one for The Last of Us. Get it in there. You heard it here first.
If HBO are watching this,
Yeah. Nicole says, get it in now.
got a good marketing idea for you guys.
Chris never went spoilers. I'm helping you out. I'm saying it's coming out tomorrow, Friday. It's really good though. If you like The Walking Dead, sort of things like that. Sorry, I'm now going off on a tangent.
Yeah. Hashtag tangent gate on the board now.
It's catching.
Oh, dear.
I feel these episodes get weirder and weirder. Do you know what I mean? Like even last week when Christina and you weren't here, like I think we just kept having like behind the scenes moments. They're like creeping in slowly. This is what we're like off camera. We just go and talk about this random stuff.
This is what happens after 141 episodes of life. It's deteriorated into chaos.
But the thing is,
It started in chaos, then it went quite
Yeah.
professional.
Do you remember that first one where we were all in different corners of the building, like trying to work out how are we going to make this work?
Yeah.
Hasn't changed really, has it?
Hashtag winging it.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what makes it alive. It's natural, isn't it?
Paul's. Sorry, Paul's comment just made me laugh.
See, look, we're helping someone.
That's it. We're all about the giving. All about the giving. So the whole point of this.
Just got to add that comment on as well. Maybe someone should go to therapy. You're
Oh
probably
my
right,
God,
Paul.
Paul, you wait till next week. You wait till next week when I tell you what I've been up to in the background. That was going to be even funnier. Let me tell you. Okay, so should we jump out? Has anyone got anything like actually like
No.
wow
No,
at this point? No, should we just
probably.
make
As
like
you
a
said,
tree
there
and
really
leave?
wasn't much going on. And I think Jane's covered a good amount there. Like she's provided the value. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think this is right.
And ChatGPT, Mark.
Yeah. So I'm like, LinkedIn publishes new guide to B2B marketing KPIs. I was like, they're just the same KPIs with like website traffic, cost per lead, conversion. It's like, it's nothing new. How to successfully use social media, a small business guide for beginners. It's like, what's in there is nothing new. It's everything I talk about all the time. Okay. Oh, we've had a delivery and I don't know what it is. That's exciting. Not that I get distracted easy. Unless, did you order the new frame thing, Mark? Is it that? For the post? Anyway, we've talked about the Google thing. We talked about WhatsApp. 8 core disciplines for a successful social media marketing strategy. Guess what it includes, guys? Strategy, audit, paid, content, measurement, like all the stuff we talk about all the time. So it's like there's just been nothing this week. It's all advice, guidance, like 17 content options for each stage of the sales journey. Like literally, I mean, it's really messy in my background. But on the flip chart, if you could actually read it from here, it says Ada, because I was teaching yesterday on a webinar about content in the right places in your strategy, essentially, in your marketing fund. So it's like there's just nothing out there that's new and different and interesting. Even like when I saw podcast marketing stats, and it was all American data, I was like, oh,
That's a lot of the stuff as well in US, isn't it? It's like, yeah. I think we had an Australian one last week, the TikTok music rights. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Australia getting a shout out there. Not that they're happy about it, let's be honest. They're not happy the music's being cut.
Okay, so here's something interesting. 56% of podcast listeners, right, let's face it, this live stream is a bit like a podcast, okay, like a vodcast, right? So if we use the same stat based on today's episode, 56% of people that watch this would consider purchasing I don't think that's true.
Purchasing what?
Yeah, we're purchasing
Not any
what?
outrageous.
A tote bag with live on air on it. That's it, isn't it?
56% of people will be going blah blah. Amazing.
No,
Right,
it'll be
come on.
like it'll be like those stats you get on TV ads where it'll be 56% of like 7 people
Well, to be
would
fair, we
maybe
had 5 or
consider.
6 watchers. So
Yeah.
3. I say, right, Paul Green, Chris Lambert, and Nicole's mum are going to buy a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, right? So this is the interesting thing with live stream stuff like that. People are like, oh yeah, but no one jumps on it. Like it's not whilst you're live; it's what happens after it. So we like more often than not, we're hitting. I think like a slow live lunch these days is like 150, 200 views. So we kind of feel like, oh, not a lot of people watching, but we get to hang out. The whole point of it is that this is us. This is literally us. This is what we're like. You know, I would say that my close friends watch this. They know this is me, 100%. You know, this is the real McCoy. Our clients that work with us for years and years and years really, really know us. They know this is it. Like this is what they're brought into. And that was the point of doing it, transparency. Can I just say another little distraction point? I need to move the giraffe because this keeps happening. I'm on a call and I'm like that, and all of a sudden it looks like I've got, I know they're not the right colour, but you know Fiona on Shrek? It's like I've got ears like her. Don't you think? It was happening yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. It was happening yesterday when my hair was a bit flatter, right? Because that's why.
Giraffe needs to go into the white gap.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But then he'll fall over.
Well, just
And then I worry about him being
I'm really
too...
glad George is lasting, to be honest, because the last time I saw him, it's like he wasn't looking well, was it?
He's
Like,
not.
George VI is currently in transit from
is it?
China.
Oh, okay.
See the madness of King George.
Yeah.
Oh, poor George. Where's his babies?
You know
They're
we're
on-
still
they're
live,
on-
right?
Yeah.
We haven't got in the green room.
I'll give him about
This is
30
live.
seconds before he falls over. I did forget we were live for a second.
That's what I just
Jane, it keeps bringing it back. This is why we need Jane. Like, she honestly keeps us on track.
This is the dynamic. This is the dynamic. I'm really obsessed with what's in that package now. It's like all I want to know is what's in that package. I'm also thinking about the meeting I've got this afternoon. I'm also thinking about, so there's some dates I need to put into my calendar. I'm also thinking about a content plan that I need to write. I'm also thinking about there's some reels that I need to record tomorrow morning. It's like my head is just going boom, 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 fire.
And we're still on live.
Which is why I drink the mushrooms
Shall I
to
mute her?
focus. Right.
On that note,
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Well, you've learned nothing, but hopefully you've been entertaining. Good luck, Kim. Kim, don't bother writing up the notes for this week because you won't have anything. I might have a guest next week. I need to ask there's 3 people. I wonder if I could get all 3 on, and then I could just do live lunch next week with my 3 guests, and we can talk about my new newsy thing that's very exciting. And then you'd all have a week off. Would you like that?
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
like, yeah.
Look, I love
could
how none
actually
of us
do
are like, no.
Okay, so
We're live with this episode, so I think like get the 3 of us off, and then. Oh, Mum says she loves us. We're a crazy bunch.
She's not
I
wrong.
love her.
You know what?
Has she said that on Facebook or she
Right.
messaged you direct?
On
No, my
Facebook
mum
it is.
Oh,
Being
okay.
like,
So she probably has messaged Nicole direct,
Yeah,
going,
she
sort your
asked
CV
her.
out. You need to.
like, what did you text us last week? She went, "Oh, you all love it, really." That was it. Like, but the thing is, I think Mum's used to seeing my face every day, so now this is like a little treat for her. She's like, "Oh, Cole's face is on." You know what I mean? This is like a little
Can we
catch up.
Can we get masks, and then on the weeks when you're not on it, we just
Oh, Nicole
Yeah.
faces on us.
Nicole masks?
Well,
Just
Mark
Julie.
will tell you the idea of just having me for 1 hour.
Yeah, we could.
A monologue.
Oh. I nearly said something awful then. It's all right. Maybe I'm not that tired. I did stop myself. Okay, right. So maybe we'll have guests next week. Maybe it'll be me and my 3 little friends, my posse. My posse. It's not my posse, it's someone else's posse that I'm part of. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that next week, have a completely different conversation. So there'll be elements of marketing in it, but more around mindset-y kind of stuff. What do we reckon? We might do that.
Yeah.
Let me check the time. I don't even know if I'm here next Thursday. Okay, goodbye everyone. It's been a pleasure. Hang up now. Jane, I don't have the buttons. Jane, you've got the buttons.
ending
This
it
is
now.
why this is
Bye-bye.
stopping.
Screenshot.